My name's Dave Sparrow, and I'm a member of the board of the Unitarian Universalist Church at Reston. Whether you're here or on Zoom or here in the sanctuary, we're very glad you're here with us this morning. No matter how old or young you are, wherever you are in your spiritual journey, however you identify, and whomever you love, know you're welcome here. We welcome back the talented violinist Alexis Benard, who's played for us on a number of occasions in the past. We're happy you're back with us at UUCR. Thanks for being with us today. I have several announcements. The first one is the e-blast notices or anything you want in there needs to be in by Tuesday. Also, we have a Scandinavian dinner on the 14th of December. You can sign up in the foyer. There's the United Christian Parish in Reston will be holding its annual interfaith Thanksgiving service on the 26th, November 26th at 7:30, and all are welcome. And the Old Testament event is being held downstairs after the service. Thanks. Excuse me. Okay, let's center ourselves for worship. Take some deep, quieting breaths with me. Let us enter our time for worship together as we enjoy this morning's prelude.
Our prelude today is hymn number 1010 in the Teal hymnal, We Give Thanks, and I'd like to thank so much our band for joining us this morning, and it's such a pleasure to have them play for us. And the words are on the back of your order of service. There is a verse that's not in the hymnal, so you might want to use this instead. Okay, so how about we rise in body or spirit? Here we go.
Good morning and welcome to UUCR. I am Reverend Aileen Fitzke, and it is my honor to serve this congregation as its minister. Our opening words this morning are the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving prayer, adapted by the Syracuse cultural workers. And we're doing this as a group this morning. Greetings and thanks to each other as people, to the earth, mother of all, greetings and thanks. To all the waters, waterfalls, and rain, rivers and oceans, greetings and thanks.
To all the fish, life, greens, greetings and thanks. To grains and greens, beans and berries, as one we give thanks.
To food plants, medicine herbs of the world and their keepers, greetings and thanks. To all animals and their teachings, greetings and thanks.
The trees for shelter and shade, fruit and beauty, greetings and thanks. To all the birds, large and small, joyful greetings and thanks.
And from the four directions, the four winds, thank you for purifying the air we breathe and giving us strength, greetings and thanks. The thunderers, our grandfathers in the sky, we hear your voices, greetings and thanks.
And now for the sun, for the light of the new day, and all of the fires of life, greetings and thanks.
To our oldest grandmother, the moon, leader of women all over the world, greetings and thanks. And the stars for their mystery, beauty, and guidance, greetings and thanks.
To our teachers from all times, reminding us of how to live in harmony, greetings and thanks. And for all the gifts of creation, for all the love around us, greetings and thanks.
And for that which is forgotten, we remember. We end our words, now our minds are one.
Our opening hymn is number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth. So please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing.
So
Our chalice lighting this morning is The Persistent Flame by Amy Brooks.
Even as the days grow short and our home shrinks smaller and our wicks burn lower and our will to endure flickers.
We light this chalice. We're lighting the chalice. We light this chalice to kindle a flame of warmth as a reminder of the connections that draw us into a community that opens us up.
In gratitude for the breath in our lungs and love in our hearts for the gift of this day alive.
We'll now do the covenant. Oh, okay, cool. I passed that off to Cynthia.
Now is the time where we sing our covenant. It's a beloved tradition that we have here at UUCR. Love is the spirit of this church. We remain seated while we sing our covenant together. And if you are here with us for the first time, we hope you will accept this song as our blessing to you. We have some special music for you, which we are going to enjoy. A lovely song by our all-ages choir. So Vivian and Angeline and Leanne are going to sing together. Cauliflower's Fluffy.
Cauliflower's fluffy and beans so green, strawberries is now the time for all ages. So if you would like to come back, and if you are feeling young of body or young of spirit, I invite you forward. And I have something for people who come forward. Our story today is called Fry Bread. The words are by Kevin Noble Maillard, a professor and journalist who is a member of the Seminole Nation. And the pictures are by Juana Martinez Neal, a children's book illustrator and Caldecott Honor author who was born in Peru. And we have some Play-Doh, so the people up here can pretend to make fry bread. Fry bread is food. Flour, salt, water, cornmeal, baking powder, perhaps milk, maybe sugar, all mixed together in a big bowl. The author includes more information at the back of the book, and I'll be sharing some of that with you. He writes, "It is commonly believed that the Navajo, or Dene, were the first to make fry bread over 150 years ago. The basic ingredients may appear simple, yet the history behind this community anchor is anything but. Fry bread is shape. Hands mold the dough, flat like a pancake, round like a ball, or puffy like Nana's softest pillow." And I'm going to ask Lisa if you could come up and help them get the Play-Doh out so they can try to make those shapes. Just like people, there is no one shape, body type, or shoe size that makes anyone better than anyone else. For fry bread, it is the same. The most important thing is having fun and learning how to make something special with the people that you love. Fry bread is sound. The skillet clangs on the stove, fire blazes from below. Drop the dough in the skillet, and the bubbles sizzle and pop. And in this picture, the father is holding the skillet, and the tattoos that you see are Seminole symbols for lightning and trees. Fry bread is color, golden brown, tan, or yellow, deep like coffee, sienna or earth, light like snow and cream, warm like rays of sun. Most people think Native Americans always have brown skin and black hair, but just like the characters in this book, Native people may have blonde hair or black skin, tight cornrows, or loose braids, reflecting a history of intermingling between tribes and people from European, African, and Asian descent. People who identify as Native American come in all colors and shapes and live in urban and rural areas. Fry bread is flavor. See beans or soup, smell tacos, cheese, and vegetables, delight in honey and jam, rise to discover what brings us together. Everyone has a different opinion of what fry bread is. Everyone's a critic. Fry bread reflects the vast, deep diversity of Indian country, and there's no single way of making this special food. But it brings indigenous communities together through a shared culinary and cultural experience. That's the beauty of fry bread. Fry bread is time. On weekdays and holidays, supper or dinner, powwows and festivals, moments with family and friends. And then Kevin in the back of the book writes, most Native families have a fry bread lady, usually a grandmother or old aunt. In my family, there were 2 aunts who competed for the title. My Aunt Fanny, who was the town aunt and a fan of complicated recipes. Maggie, her sister, was the country aunt and runner-up in the bread battles, but she lived longer. And when she started to burn the fry, I became the fry lady, Kevin says. Fry bread is art. Sculpture, landscape, portrait, our daily craft shared from teacher to student, a cycle of heritage and fortune. And the handmade dolls and coil baskets that are shown here are part of the rich inherited history of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma and the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Fry bread is history. The long walk, the stolen land, strangers in our own world, with unknown food, we made new recipes from what we had. Native Americans are descendants of the original inhabitants of the country we know as the United States. The vast majority of relations between Indian nations and the American government have been marked by war, genocide, and conflict. Antagonism, while not as violent, persists to the present day. Indian culture has proven resilient or flexible. After being forced to move to strange, unfamiliar lands, exiled natives strive to retain the old traditions, and they created new ones, especially for food. Fry bread is place. Alaska, Kansas, all the way to Maine, down to Delaware, on to Georgia, over to Oklahoma, Colorado, and California. And fry bread is nation. Abenaki, Apache, Arapaho, Ojibwe, Onondaga, Oglala, Sioux, Narragansett, Navajo, Nipmuc, Seminole, Shoshone, Sac, Fox, hundreds and hundreds of tribes that the author and illustrator put on the end pages of the book. Fry bread is everything. Round, flat, large, small, north, south, east, west, brown, yellow, black, white, familiar and foreign, old and new, we come together. And the author writes of his family and indigenous people, fry bread is us. We are still here, elder and young, friend and neighbor. We strengthen each other to learn, change, and survive. And as we give thanks for the food on our table and the people around our table, may we remember those who were here before us. And you may now return to your seats and take the plate out.
It is now the time in our service for the sharing of joys and concerns, so that we never have to hold them alone. If you are joining us remotely this morning, you may wish to light a real or virtual candle wherever you are to mark what is in your heart. As members of the in-person congregation, place stones in the water here in the sanctuary. If those of you at home would like to share what is on your heart, in the chat on the screen, please write to all attendees, and please remember that what you share will be public. Those at home can then read others' joys and concerns shared in the chat, and then enter into your own time of reflection and prayer, as we in the sanctuary place our stones in the water, as we listen to Diane and Alexis play our meditation music. I invite you to come forward. Of life and love that so faithfully animates our creation. We are grateful for this community that is with us in times of both joy and sorrow. We hold in our hearts this morning all who are facing hardship or difficulty, those who are grieving or facing illness or disability in their friends, themselves, or their loved ones. In particular this morning, we hold in our hearts and prayers all those who are traveling for this holiday, that they may reach their destinations safely. For them, we light this candle.
As a self-funded church, UUCR relies on the generosity of its members and friends to fund daily operations and to ensure that the church and its resources are here for us and others, now and in the future. Pledges support our worship and music programs, our religious education programs for members and friends, community outreach, and connections to Unitarian Universalism. We now invite you to support the work of UU Reston by making your donation in the collection plate if you are here in the sanctuary or at the link on the slide in the chat box. Thank you for your generosity, your support of our beloved spiritual home.
We began our service with the opening words that were a modified version of the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving address or prayer. It is about being grateful for everything in the natural world that gives sustenance and is in relationship with the people. It is not about the American Thanksgiving specifically, but is spoken at many times during the year and is referred to in the Onondaga language as the words that came before all else. In her book, Braiding Sweetgrass, Anishinaabe writer Robin Wall Kimmerer writes, "This ancient order of protocol sets gratitude as the highest priority. The gratitude is directed straight to the ones who share their gifts with the world." And she writes about the students at the Onondaga Nation School, how they begin each week and end each week with a Thanksgiving prayer in community. She writes, "It reminds you every day that you have enough. You can't listen to the Thanksgiving address without feeling wealthy." It is a lesson to us about how to understand gratitude. Thanksgiving is a time for all of us to be grateful, to take time to pause, to take a break and rest, a national holiday for everybody, except maybe essential workers, who deserve our gratitude also. For my family, it is the one holiday that we all do not miss, where people, even those who might have to fight horrendous traffic to get there, who may have to work as essential workers, do everything they can to figure out how they can get there, at least for a short while. My sisters and their spouses, my children and their significant others, my nieces and nephews, and now great-niece and nephew, we all show up. And my older sister, year after year, first with a large, clunky video camera, then a smaller recording device, and now her phone, goes around our table and asks each person what they are thankful for. And inevitably, more than one person says, "We are thankful because we are all together again this year." Thanksgiving is essentially a harvest festival that celebrates the abundance of the season. Its symbols are all variety of winter squash and a horn of plenty overflowing with the best of the harvest. Robin Wall Kimmerer writes, "Cultures of gratitude must also be cultures of reciprocity. Each person, human or no, is bound to every other in reciprocal relationship. Just as all beings have a duty to me, I have a duty to them. If an animal gives its life to feed me, I am in turn bound to support its life. If I receive a stream's gift of pure water, then I am responsible for returning a gift in kind." In other words, for the abundance we celebrate each Thanksgiving, we are responsible for making sure that we care for the earth and all Earth's creatures, so this cycle of reciprocity continues. So this morning, we are going to be sharing the abundance of cornbread and cider in a short ritual. I invite Linda to come up and help me. Seeds scattered on fertile ground are warmed by the sun and fed by the soil. They sprout and grow, producing great fields of grain. The grain is harvested and ground into flour and shipped across the nation. The flour is mixed with water and salt, honey and molasses, and baked to make bread.
Apple trees grow from tiny seeds in the warmth of the summer sun. The apples bloom and grow. As winter approaches, apples are picked and turned into apple cider. The bread is broken and the cider is savored in the sacred space of this worship service, shared in this community of love.
The breaking of bread and the sharing of juice and wine are part of ancient rituals of community, celebrated in many different traditions, in many different ways. Today, as we approach Thanksgiving, we break bread together and share apple cider to celebrate the abundance of fall harvest and the hard work of all who make our lives possible as this community gathers. So I'm going to ask you to come down the center aisle. There's cornbread on each of the tables and cider. Also, just as a warning, there's also gluten-free on the smaller plates for those of you who can't have gluten. And I just want to say that all of the cornbread has dairy and eggs. So if those are sensitivities, just be aware of that.
And would you like people to start from the back and come?
Okay, let's do that. Start from the back and come forward. That means you, Gavin. You can eat. We now invite you to respond to the next lines by saying, thank you. For the abundance of the fall harvest and the beauty of nature, we say,
Thank you. For all the people whose hard work has brought us cornbread, cider, and all the things that make our lives possible, we say, thank you.
For this community that gathers in love, love that multiplies all around us, we say, thank you.
Our closing hymn is number 349, We Gather Together. So please rise in body or spirit and join us.
Our benediction this morning is by the Reverend Charles A. Howe. May we go forth from this place thankful for the life that sustains and renews us, and open to the grace that surrounds and surprises us. May we go forth from this place with openness and with thanksgiving. Amen, and blessed be.
The chalice is now extinguished, but its light lives on in the minds and hearts and souls of each one of you and us. Carry that flame with you as you leave this place, and share it with those you know, with those you love, and most especially with those who you have yet to meet.
We decided to bookend the service, so we're going to conclude the same way we began, with the lovely hymn, number 1010, We Give Thanks. And the words are on the back of your order of service. And I draw your attention to the fact again that we have added a middle verse, which is not the hymn. So let's rise in body or spirit.
Oh
coming to our service today, and we wish you a blessed Thanksgiving week.